Men over 60, listen carefully. If your penis no longer gets as hard as it once did, if you've lost that solid strength that used to make you feel alive, it's not just age. It's a signal, a silent warning that your blood flow, the very lifeline of your manhood, is weakening. Every year, millions of men ignore this message, thinking it's just getting old, until one day, even the strongest achimki, stimulation, brings little response. But here's the truth no one tells you. There is one simple food that can naturally reopen those blood vessels, restore vitality, and bring your strength back, even at 90. I'm Dr. Mohit Khera, a urologist and men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping older men reclaim their confidence, stamina, and erections, safely and naturally. I've seen men in their 70s and 80s regain firmness without a single pill, simply by giving their bodies what they truly need. Most men think weak erections come from low testosterone, but that's a myth. In reality, it starts deep inside your arteries. And the fix isn't a drug. It's a food you already know, rich in a compound that science calls the body's natural Viagra. In this video, I'll reveal how just one serving a day of this food can help strengthen your erections, boost circulation, and make you feel energetic and youthful again, naturally, safely, and effectively. And stay with me until the end, because I'll show you exactly how to eat it the right way and how to combine it with 3 simple nutrients that can make its power even stronger. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss another men's health tip designed especially for you. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments to let me know it made a difference for you. If not, type 0 and tell me what kind of advice you'd like me to cover next. Your feedback truly helps me create better guidance for you. Now, let's get straight into the truth. Most men never hear from their doctor. Weak erections don't begin in the bedroom. They begin deep inside your blood vessels. Understanding how your circulation quietly weakens with age is the first step toward rebuilding your strength, energy, and firmness naturally. 1. The silent erosion of male strength. Let me start with something most men never realize until it's too late. The decline doesn't begin when you first notice weaker erections. It begins quietly, years earlier, when the blood vessels that feed your most private organs start to lose their flexibility. You don't feel it happening. You go about your days as usual, working, walking, sleeping, and yet, deep inside, the arteries that once carried blood effortlessly to every part of your body begin to narrow, stiffen, and slow. It's a silent erosion, and it doesn't only steal your performance in bed, it gradually steals your confidence, your vitality, and even your sense of youth. I remember one of my patients, a 73-year-old man named Robert. He came into my office frustrated and embarrassed. "Doc," he said, "I still want to be close to my wife, but my body just doesn't respond anymore." I ran his tests. His testosterone was fine. His heart looked decent. But when we checked his circulation, it told a different story. His arteries, especially the smaller ones that supply the penis, were losing their ability to relax and open. That's when he realized this wasn't about aging or desire, it was about blood flow. See, the penis is often the first organ to show signs of poor circulation. Long before you feel shortness of breath or experience heart problems, your erections start to weaken. The arteries down there are much smaller than those in your heart, which means even the smallest buildup of plaque can block blood flow enough to make a difference. It's like trying to water a garden with a clogged hose. No matter how strong the water pressure, if the path is blocked, nothing thrives. Every erection depends on one thing: nitric oxide, a gas your body produces to relax blood vessels and allow blood to rush in. But as men age, nitric oxide production plummets. Years of processed foods, stress, and poor sleep chip away at your body's ability to generate it. The result? Blood flow slows, tissues starve, and what was once effortless becomes a struggle. That's why so many men over 60 suddenly find themselves feeling weaker, less responsive, even disconnected from their own body. The good news is that this process can be reversed. Your arteries can open again, your circulation can improve, and your body can begin to feel alive in ways you thought were gone forever. You simply need to give it the right fuel, the natural, powerful nutrients that awaken nitric oxide production again. And that's exactly where we're heading next, because there's one incredible food that does this better than anything else you can find in nature. It's bright, it's earthy, and it holds the key to restoring strength where it matters most. 2. Why beetroot is a game changer. When I first began recommending beetroot to my older patients, I'll admit, most of them laughed. "Beets, doc? You mean those purple things from the salad bar?" they'd say. But a few weeks later, many of those same men came back with a quiet smile and a look I'll never forget. Their energy was up, their walks felt lighter, and their confidence had started to return. They weren't just feeling better, they were alive again. That's when I knew this wasn't some passing health trend. Beetroot truly is one of nature's most underrated medicines for men. You see, deep inside that dark red root lies something extraordinary: natural nitrates. When you eat beetroot, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, the same molecule that allows your arteries to open, your blood to flow freely, and your erections to strengthen naturally. In simpler terms, beetroot gives your body the ability to send oxygen-rich blood right where it needs to go: to your heart, your muscles, and yes, your penis. Unlike pills that only act for a few hours, beetroot works at the source of the problem. It rebuilds the health of your blood vessels from within. When your arteries open wider and stay flexible, your circulation improves not just during intimacy, but all day long. You start feeling that youthful drive again, that steady energy that keeps you moving, walking, thinking, and performing like your younger self. I remember one patient, Harold, who started drinking fresh beet juice every morning. At 78, he was tired of feeling weak. Within 2 weeks, he called my office and said, "Doc, I don't know what's in this stuff, but I feel like someone turned the lights back on." That's the power of restoring nitric oxide naturally. Your muscles, your heart, your brain, and your manhood all come back to life when oxygen and blood flow are restored. But there's something else remarkable about beetroot. It doesn't just improve erections, it also lowers blood pressure, strengthens your heart, and increases stamina. That means you're not only regaining sexual performance, you're protecting your most vital organs at the same time. Every glass of beet juice is like telling your body, "I'm ready to feel alive again." And we're not talking about waiting months for results. Some studies show that within just hours of eating beetroot, your nitric oxide levels can rise significantly. You might notice more energy, better circulation, and that familiar feeling of strength returning where you need it most. Now, knowing that one simple food can transform your blood flow so quickly is powerful. But how exactly does this process create lasting firmness? To understand that, we need to look a little deeper into the science behind what gives your erections their strength and staying power. 3. The science behind the firmness. Let's talk about what really gives a man his firmness. Not just in body, but in spirit. It's not luck, and it's not youth, it's chemistry. Inside every man's body is a complex symphony of signals, molecules, and reactions that must work in harmony to produce one simple thing: blood flow. Without it, there's no erection, no stamina, and no confidence. And at the center of this entire process lies one molecule that most people have never heard of: nitric oxide. It's the silent hero that decides whether your blood vessels stay open or stay tight. When you were young, your body made nitric oxide easily. Every heartbeat sent it rushing through your arteries, expanding them like a smooth, steady tide. That's why erections were effortless back then. Your circulation was free, your tissues full of oxygen, and your energy seemed endless. But as we age, that production slows down dramatically. Years of processed foods, alcohol, medications, and stress take their toll. The body forgets how to relax those tiny arteries. The result? The penis doesn't get enough blood, and what used to be a firm, powerful erection now feels soft, delayed, or disappears too quickly. Here's where beetroot steps in with scientific precision. Researchers from Harvard, the University of Exeter, and several cardiovascular journals have confirmed what I've seen firsthand. Beetroot naturally boosts nitric oxide levels by as much as 20% or more in a single day. It increases blood flow, improves oxygen delivery, and restores the function of the smooth muscles that allow the penis to fill and stay firm. That's why so many men who start consuming beetroot report not just stronger erections, but improved stamina, better endurance, and even a renewed sense of vitality during their daily routines. Think of it this way. If your body were a car, nitric oxide would be the oil keeping every part running smoothly. Without it, friction builds up, pressure rises, and the system struggles. Beetroot adds that oil back into your engine. It makes everything work more fluidly again, from your heart to your smallest blood vessels. And when your circulation improves, it's not just about physical strength. It's about feeling alive, confident, and capable again. I've seen men come back after just 2 weeks of adding beetroot to their diets and tell me, "Doc, I don't just feel better down there, I feel better everywhere." That's what good circulation does. It wakes up every cell in your body. But what's even more fascinating is how this same process protects your heart. Because the truth is, every weak erection is also a warning sign about something much deeper. Something that could save your life if you catch it in time. 4. The hidden link between heart health and erections. Over the years, I've told countless men a truth that always makes them pause. Your penis is not separate from your heart. It's connected by the same network of arteries, veins, and capillaries that carry life-giving blood through your body. In fact, I often say to my patients, your penis is the body's early warning system. When your erections start to weaken, it's often the first whisper that your heart is under strain. Many men ignore that whisper until it becomes a shout. I once had a patient named Thomas, 68 years old, still strong and active, but quietly worried. He told me, "Doc, I can still get it up, but it's just not the same. It's weaker, slower. Sometimes it disappears halfway through. We ran his tests, and while his cholesterol and blood pressure were borderline normal, his arterial flexibility was poor. The same stiffness that limited blood flow to his heart was also starving his penis of circulation. What he thought was just a sexual problem was actually his heart asking for help." That's the hidden truth most men never hear. Erectile strength and heart strength are two sides of the same coin. When the arteries leading to your penis become narrowed or inflamed, it's usually a sign that the larger arteries around your heart are experiencing the same problem. The penis simply shows the symptoms first because its blood vessels are much smaller and more sensitive to damage. This is why a weak erection can sometimes predict a heart problem years before it happens. And this is where beetroot becomes not just helpful, but life-changing. The same nitric oxide that strengthens erections also heals the cardiovascular system. It relaxes the walls of your arteries, improves oxygen flow, and reduces inflammation. Over time, it helps restore the elasticity your blood vessels once had when you were younger. That means more circulation to your heart, your brain, your legs, and of course, your manhood. When your heart gets stronger, so does everything else. I tell my patients that when they start eating beetroot, they're not just rebuilding their erections, they're rebuilding the very highways of life inside their bodies. It's about regaining control, independence, and confidence from the inside out. And as your circulation wakes up, you'll begin to feel energy returning in ways you didn't think possible. But to experience all of this fully, you have to know how to use this food correctly, because most men eat it the wrong way. And that simple mistake could mean the difference between mild improvement and truly powerful results. 5. How to eat beetroot the right way. After decades of treating men, I've learned that even the most powerful natural remedy can lose its magic if you don't use it the right way. And beetroot is no exception. I've seen men drink it for weeks with little to no change. Not because it doesn't work, but because they were unknowingly destroying its key nutrients every time they prepared it. The truth is, how you eat beetroot determines whether it becomes a miracle for your blood flow or just another vegetable on your plate. One morning, a longtime patient of mine, George, came to see me with a puzzled look. "Doc," he said, "I've been eating beets every day for a month, but I don't feel much different." I asked him how he prepared them. He smiled and said proudly, "I boil them until they're soft." That's when I understood. Boiling beetroot too long destroys the natural nitrates, the very compounds that your body needs to make nitric oxide. It's like pouring out the medicine before you ever take it. I told George to try again, but this time to drink it raw or lightly roasted instead. 2 weeks later, he came back and said something I'll never forget. "Doc, it's working. I'm waking up feeling alive again." That's the secret. The less you cook it, the more potent it becomes. I usually recommend starting your day with 1 fresh beet blended with half an apple, a squeeze of lemon, and a small piece of ginger. This combination not only enhances absorption, but also balances the earthy taste. If you prefer something simpler, use beetroot powder. 1 teaspoon in a glass of water or smoothie does wonders. You can also grate raw beetroot into salads, drizzle a little olive oil, and sprinkle some black pepper. The key is consistency. 1 serving every day keeps your nitric oxide levels high and your blood vessels open, flexible, and strong. And for those worried about the color of their urine or stool after eating beets, don't panic. It's a harmless reaction called beeturia and simply means your body is processing the pigment properly. Stay hydrated, keep your intake steady, and within days, you'll begin to notice changes. Stronger morning erections, smoother energy throughout the day, and a calm, steady strength in your body that feels familiar, almost youthful. But what if I told you that beetroot's power can become even greater when combined with other foods that share the same mission? To restore blood flow, protect your heart, and reignite your masculine energy? Let's explore those natural allies next, because when you pair them together, the results can be nothing short of extraordinary. 6. Power combos. Beetroot plus allies for male vitality. Over the years, I've learned something powerful about nutrition. Nature never works in isolation. One food may hold the key, but when you combine it with the right partners, its effects multiply. Beetroot alone can open your arteries, but when paired with certain foods, it turns into a complete formula for male vitality, a natural symphony that fuels your blood flow, hormones, and stamina all at once. I've seen men in their 70s and 80s transform their energy, their confidence, and their bedroom performance simply by bringing these combinations into their daily routine. The first ally is spinach. Most men overlook it, yet spinach is a hidden powerhouse for nitric oxide production. It's loaded with magnesium and folate, 2 nutrients that not only help your arteries relax, but also lower cortisol, the stress hormone that blocks testosterone. When you pair spinach with beetroot, your body produces nitric oxide more efficiently and keeps it active longer. I often tell my patients to blend a handful of spinach leaves into their morning beet juice, or to enjoy it as a salad with thinly sliced beets and olive oil. Within days, many notice a lighter step, calmer mood, and that unmistakable sense of vitality returning to their body. The second ally is citrus fruit, oranges, lemons, or limes. These fruits are rich in vitamin C, which acts like armor for your nitric oxide molecules, protecting them from breaking down too soon. It's the difference between a short spark and a long, steady flame. A squeeze of lemon in your beet juice or a few slices of orange alongside your meal can make the benefits last longer and feel stronger. You're not just helping your erections, you're supporting your entire vascular system, keeping your arteries youthful and resilient. And finally, we can't forget eggs. For decades, men were told to avoid them, but modern science tells a different story. Eggs provide healthy fats and cholesterol, the building blocks your body uses to create testosterone. They're also rich in B vitamins that support energy and nerve function, critical for performance and endurance. When you combine the blood flow power of beetroot with the hormonal support of eggs, you create a natural, balanced foundation for male vitality that no supplement can match. I've watched countless men rediscover their confidence simply by eating this way, not chasing quick fixes, but rebuilding their bodies from the inside out. And what happens next often surprises them, because these improvements don't stop at stronger erections. They spread throughout the entire body, awakening energy, focus, and even memory. Let's look at those hidden benefits that make beetroot and its allies so much more than a bedroom solution. 7. Beyond erections, the hidden benefits you'll feel. Most men begin this journey because they want stronger, longer-lasting erections. And that's perfectly natural. But what surprises nearly everyone is how deeply the benefits of improved blood flow reach into every corner of their lives. When your circulation improves, it doesn't just transform your performance in bed. It changes how you move, how you think, and how you feel about yourself. I've seen men who started Beetroot for their erections end up with brighter skin, sharper memory, and a new spring in their step. One patient even told me, "Doc, I came to you because of my penis, but I feel like you gave me back my life." That's the magic of nitric oxide. It doesn't discriminate. It nourishes every cell in your body. When your blood vessels open up, your heart pumps stronger, your brain gets more oxygen, and your muscles recover faster. That dull fatigue that used to settle in after climbing a flight of stairs starts to fade away. You breathe easier, you sleep deeper, and you wake up with a sense of calm energy that carries through the day. It's not the jittery burst of caffeine, but a quiet strength, a reminder that your body is working as it should again. Your skin begins to show it too. With better oxygen delivery, men often notice a healthier glow, tighter tone, and even improved wound healing. Your digestive system becomes more efficient, your metabolism steadier, and your heart rate more balanced. This isn't coincidence, it's biology. When you feed your circulation, you're fueling the system that keeps every organ alive, and when your body feels alive, your mind follows. Something else happens too. Your confidence shifts. You begin standing taller, walking with more certainty, and carrying yourself with a sense of pride you may not have felt in years. That's because when a man knows his body is capable again, when he can trust it to respond the way it used to, he rediscovers a part of himself that time had quietly taken away. You stop seeing yourself as old and start feeling like the man you've always been. And the best part? These benefits compound with time. The longer you stay consistent, the stronger your body becomes, not just physically, but emotionally. Because when energy, vitality, and confidence come back, something even deeper starts to heal, the way you see yourself as a man. But before we talk about that emotional side, the part most men never share out loud, let's take a moment to explore it honestly, because what happens in the mind often determines how well the body responds. 8. The emotional truth. Few men admit. There's something few men ever say out loud, yet I see it in their eyes every single day. Losing erection strength isn't just about blood flow or hormones, it's about identity. It touches the deepest parts of who you are as a man. You may not talk about it, not even with your partner, but inside, you feel it. That quiet loss of confidence, that sense of distance between the man you are and the man you used to be. I've sat across from proud, hard-working men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, men who once carried the world on their shoulders, now whispering, "Doc, I feel like less of myself." And I always tell them, that feeling is not weakness, it's humanity. See, for decades, society has taught men to stay silent about these struggles, to tough it out, to pretend that losing firmness, energy, or desire is just part of getting old. But that silence comes at a cost. It chips away at your self-esteem, your connection with your partner, and your emotional well-being. Many men withdraw, thinking they're protecting themselves from disappointment, when in truth, they're isolating themselves from the very closeness that could heal them. It's heartbreaking, and it's unnecessary. Because the truth is, you are not broken. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's simply asking for the right support, the nutrients, blood flow, and care that keep every cell alive. When men begin to nourish themselves again, when they start seeing results, stronger erections, deeper energy, and steadier moods, something beautiful happens. That cloud of frustration begins to lift. You stand taller. You look your partner in the eye again, not with shame, but with pride. It's not just about sex. It's about reclaiming connection, confidence, and the joy of feeling like yourself again. I remember one man, Richard, 76 years old, who told me after a few weeks of following my Beetroot plan, "Doc, it's not even the erections that surprise me most. It's that I feel like I've woken up after being asleep for years." That moment stays with me because it's what every man deserves, to feel awake, alive, and proud of the body he lives in. So, if you've been feeling like you've lost that spark, know this: you haven't lost it forever. It's still there, waiting for you to bring it back to life. And that spark only grows stronger when you start caring for your body the right way. But as powerful as nutrition can be, some men unknowingly sabotage their progress every single day through habits that quietly destroy everything they're working for. Let's talk about those next, because avoiding them might be the key to finally regaining your full strength. 9. The daily habits that secretly kill your strength. After decades of helping men restore their vitality, I've learned this painful truth. Most men aren't losing their strength because of aging. They're losing it because of their habits. Every day, small choices chip away at your blood flow, your hormone balance, and your energy, slowly robbing you of the man you once were. And the worst part? These habits seem harmless. You do them without thinking. A cup of coffee here, a late-night snack there, never realizing they're quietly undoing all the progress your body is trying to make. One of the biggest culprits is sugar. Not just the obvious kind in desserts, but the hidden sugars in bread, sauces, and even healthy snacks. Sugar inflames your arteries, stiffens your blood vessels, and damages nitric oxide production. The very molecule responsible for keeping your erections strong. I've seen men cut their daily sugar in half and experience better performance within weeks. It's that powerful. Then there's alcohol, especially the 1 or 2 glasses many think are harmless. Alcohol may relax you in the moment, but over time, it dulls nerve sensitivity, lowers testosterone, and interferes with blood circulation. It's like slowly turning down the dimmer switch on your body's natural energy. But it's not just what you eat or drink, it's also what you don't do. Sitting for long hours is one of the fastest ways to drain your vitality. The body was never meant to stay still. When you sit too much, blood flow slows, pelvic circulation weakens, and the muscles responsible for maintaining erections begin to atrophy. Even a simple habit like standing up every hour or taking a brisk walk after meals can keep that system alive and responsive. Then there's stress, the silent killer of male vitality. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that crushes testosterone production and tightens your arteries. Many men try to push through it, thinking they're being strong, but in truth, their bodies are screaming for rest. Deep breathing, prayer, gentle stretching. These aren't luxuries. They're medicine for your arteries and your manhood. I tell my patients that every habit either feeds or fights their vitality. The good news is, it's never too late to reverse the damage. Once you start removing the obstacles, sugar, alcohol, stress, and inactivity, your body begins to heal almost immediately. Blood flow returns, energy rises, and that familiar spark reignites. But there's one more layer to this story, a truth that separates the men who make lasting transformation from those who only see temporary results. It's not just about food or movement, it's about consistency, patience, and purpose. And when you understand that final piece, everything changes. Let's talk about it next. 10. The power of consistency, reclaiming control over your body. There's something every man needs to understand. Results don't come from one meal, one workout, or one decision. Real transformation happens through consistency. The men who rebuild their strength, their confidence, and their performance aren't the ones chasing quick fixes. They're the ones who make small, steady changes and stick with them long enough for the body to respond. That's the true power of discipline, not punishment, but commitment to yourself. I remember a patient named Alan, 79 years old, who came to see me after trying every supplement he could find online. "Nothing works, doc," he said, shaking his head. When I looked at his daily routine, I saw the real problem: inconsistency. Some days he'd eat well, other days he'd skip meals or go back to processed food. Some mornings he'd walk a mile, then sit for the next 3. His body never had the chance to adapt. So I told him, "Alan, it's not about perfection. It's about rhythm." I asked him to drink beet juice every morning, cut his sugar, and take short daily walks. Nothing more. 2 months later, he came back with tears in his eyes and said, "Doc, I didn't just get my strength back, I got my life back." Consistency builds momentum, and momentum builds mastery. When you repeat a habit every day, whether it's drinking beetroot juice, stretching your legs, or sleeping on time, your body learns. Your blood vessels stay open longer, your heart pumps smoother, and your hormone balance stabilizes. Over time, you stop chasing results and start living them. It's like waking up one morning and realizing you feel younger, not because of luck, but because you earned it, one day at a time. The truth is, your body isn't against you. It's waiting for you to show up for it every single day. Each meal you choose with intention, each step you take, and each night you rest becomes a signal to your cells that you're ready to heal. And that's the moment everything begins to change. Your energy, your confidence, your sense of purpose. So if you've ever felt defeated or too old to start again, let this be your reminder. Your body is listening. It always has been. Feed it right, move it daily, rest it deeply, and it will reward you with strength you thought was gone forever. Because in the end, reclaiming control over your body isn't about turning back time. It's about proving that time never took your power away. And now, let's bring everything we've learned together, the science, the emotion, and the simple truth behind lasting male strength, in one powerful conclusion that might just change how you see yourself forever. Conclusion: reclaiming the man within. When I look back at the hundreds of men I've helped over the past 3 decades, one thing always stands out. The turning point never came from a pill, a supplement, or a miracle cure. It came the moment they decided to take their health back into their own hands. That moment when they stopped accepting weakness as just old age and started believing that strength, passion, and vitality were still within their reach. Because they are. They always have been. The truth is simple. Your body is far more capable of healing than you've ever been told. When you nourish it with the right foods, beetroot, spinach, citrus, and eggs, you're not just feeding your muscles or your arteries. You're reigniting a system that's been waiting for your attention. You're rebuilding the very foundation of what makes you feel alive as a man: your energy, your circulation, your confidence, and your drive. I've watched men in their 70s and 80s regain that sparkle in their eyes, that steady strength in their walk, and that deep connection with their partners they thought was lost forever. You've learned how blood flow and nitric oxide are the real engines of male performance. You've discovered that the same food that powers your erections also protects your heart and sharpens your mind. You've seen how small daily habits, standing more, stressing less, eating right, can rewrite decades of damage. And you've understood that none of it works without consistency, patience, and a genuine belief that you're worth the effort, because you are. You've earned every scar, every wrinkle, and every lesson life has given you. But you haven't reached the end of your strength, not even close. So as you finish this video, I want you to remember something deeply personal. Your body still listens to you. It still wants to serve you, protect you, and express the power that's always been there. Every glass of beet juice, every walk you take, every mindful breath you draw, it all adds up. Day by day, you're not just healing your body, you're reclaiming your manhood, your confidence, and your purpose. And when that moment comes, when you wake up feeling strong, steady, and alive again, I hope you remember this message. Aging is inevitable, but weakness is not. You still have power, you still have passion, and you still have time to write a new chapter for yourself. Start today. Stay consistent, and let every heartbeat remind you, you are still the man you've always been.